what went into creating this design and then putting it into reality and then making it work in general. 2025 Prime Form. This is I don't know what you want to call it. I've said it a couple times before. Prime is not a marketing company that sells bows on the side. They're an engineering company that advances bow technology. I mean, who would have thought of that? Carbon and aluminum. So obviously, right off the rip, the first thing you're going to notice are these carbon tubes in the middle of the bottom and upper part of the riser. Why did they do that, you may ask? Why didn't they just go with an all-carbon bow? Well, that was the same questions I had, and the response was a full carbon riser takes 1,000 pounds of pressure to snap. A carbon tube takes 8,000 pounds of pressure in order to break it. The vast majority of the flex in an aluminum riser is going to be literally where they put these tubes on the middle upper and middle lower part of the riser. So by applying these carbon tubes, what they've done is almost unarguably created the stiffest riser possible. This bow has a very unfamiliar feeling during the draw cycle and when it's at full draw and you're holding on target. Like seriously, I've never shot a bow that felt like this. I don't want to say it's weird, but I guess it is because anything that you've never experienced before can be weird. They did stick with the Picatinny mount option and the direct mount option, which is great, especially if you're like me. You love the Picatinny ordeal, keeps everything more straightforward, more streamlined. And then you can't see it because I got a Hamskea on there, but it does have the QAD integrated mount option on the back as well. We got the nano grip, so you don't have to worry about your hands getting cold, which is really nice for those late season hunts. They're sticking with the core cam, which I am a huge fan of it. Arguably the best cam they've ever produced, in my opinion. It is mod specific in 1/2 inch increments. I have put, if not tens of thousands of shots through this cam over the past 2 years that they've had it out, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's basically a diesel engine. So here's what's going on with this bow. A lot of people are going to be very skeptical because it's all new technology. I mean, you can call it a hybrid, you can call it off the wall, whatever you want. But here's what's going to happen at your local shop. When you walk in and see this bow hanging on the rack, you're going to say, what is that? I mean, if we're being honest, it kind of looks like a cyborg. Another new feature they did is they actually narrowed up the limb pockets, which is pretty cool, keeps everything a lot sleeker. And they also changed out the shims, same process as the old shims where you put it in the press, loosen the axle key, and bang them in and out. Exact same process, just thinner shims, so you have more shimming options. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all in on something. So towards the end of this video, a lot of people just do reviews and talk about it and this, that, and the other, which is typically what I do too. But I was blessed enough to get my hands on this bow a month before it actually launched. I really had about 24 hours to get this bow set up, tuned, sighted in, and kill something with it. And I actually made it happen. I ain't gonna lie, it was like 100% luck. And that was something else I noticed about this bow is actually I rushed to get out here and shoot it, to get it sighted in, and I completely forgot to paper tune it. And went inside, shot 2 arrows through paper, boom, perfect bullet holes. All I did was eyeball the center shot. So that tells me right there it's a very forgiving bow and going to be super easy to set up. Forgot to mention, mass weight advertised on this bow is 4 pounds. That's with nothing on it, including the dampeners. So extremely light for an aluminum bow, to say the least. Stereotypical prime draw cycle. I don't know what it is about. I guess it's just because it's got a super stiff riser. When you draw this thing back, there's no rocking back and forth like you see with a lot of bows. It's even got a different sound to it, which... Oh, great back wall. Super solid. Sorry, I'm shooting downhill. This is a bow you're going to pull out of the case and your buddies are going to go, what the heck is that? Response should be the future. Oh, just that stereotypical prime consistent draw cycle. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but it is a 34-inch axle to axle bow. I couldn't remember if I mentioned that in the beginning of the video or not, which is my personal favorite axle to axle bow. Back wall is just perfect. No sponginess. That's one thing pretty much every bow company has gotten really good at, is just creating a much more solid, consistent back wall for the shooter. All right, one more shot up close and then we're gonna have some fun. It's just fun to shoot, guys. I mean, it's a whole new experience for any archer, seasoned or new, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's just crazy what went into creating this design and then putting it into reality and then making it work in general. I'm gonna grab my other lens real quick and we're gonna shoot some different distances and just check out the groupings. First 3 arrow distance is gonna be 32 yards. Guess I should change my sights. So my sight tape might be a little off, but we're gonna make it work anyways. Got 2 touching and 1 went a little cattywampus, which very well could have been me, but either way, I'll take it. It's not too terrible. Ah, screw it. Let's go ahead and step back to 60 and see what happens. 3 arrow grouping at 60. See how we did. Well, at 60 yards, 1/4 2, I can definitely live with that ordeal right there. Boys and girls, I'm just gonna go and tell you right now, if you've been sick and tired of bow companies not making a massive change or literally willing to put their sack on the table to see what works, I think now is the time to buy. You've been kind of discouraged with bow companies over the past 10 years and not making a huge magnificent difference. I keep hearing it over and over. You know, bow companies talk about we're just reinventing the wheel, there's nothing more we can do. Well, Prime said we can do something better. I think the only downfall to this bow is when people see it, they're going to be a little skeptical because of the way it looks. But to be honest with you, I've asked a lot of deer, they don't care what the bow looks like when you're shooting at them. All that matters to me as a shooter is that the bow is consistent in my hands. I can shoot it a lot comfortably, I'm accurate, and I'm deadly with it. If you're seeing this video right now, that means it's launch day, and I would highly recommend getting into your local Prime dealer to get one of these in your hands and see what I'm talking about. Just got set up in the stand, got the camera, got the new Prime, got all my stuff ready to roll. The wind's kind of doing what the weatherman said it was gonna do, so it's not bad, not great. But basically tonight, anything goes. Probably gonna take a crack at anything other than a spike. The woods are extremely loud right now. The wind's died off a little bit, but we haven't had rain in a couple days, and all the leaves on the ground, everything's so crunchy. So I'm hoping with as thick as it is in here, that's a squirrel, not a deer, if that's what you're wondering. I'm hoping with as thick as it is in here, I'll have plenty of time to get my bow, get my cameras rolling, before the deer gets within range and bust me. Meow. Meow. Mission accomplished. We got the bow today. We set it up today. And we killed with it today. I can't believe that. Looked like a good shot. I'm about to go back and replay it. First kill with the new Prime form. It's not even my bow. It's a lone me. Guys, I ain't gonna lie. I'm still tickled to death about this whole situation. This is something pretty cool to me. I mean, like I said earlier, being able to see this bow for the first time today, being able to shoot it, get something on order, and my buddy said, you want to borrow it for 24 hours? I'm like, yes, I do. I'm gonna go try to slaughter with it, man. Absolutely. So, I know a lot of people are gonna say it's just a doe. I don't care. Kill them all. Kill them all. They all fun to shoot at. About to meet my buddy Braxton. He's coming to the cabin. I already walked a little bit, maybe walked 15-20 yards, found blood, marked it on Onyx, and obviously running out of daylight, so I need my headlamp, which is not in my backpack. So he's gonna run the camera for me, and we're gonna check this bad boy out. He's gonna do all the fun stuff while I drag it. Hopefully, at least that's the plan. All right, she was standing right here. I shot her from a whopping 18 yards on that little double chunk, which y'all can't see. I went ahead and tracked her a little ways, found blood, went ahead and marked it on my Onyx app, like I said. Went back and got Braxton, so now we're gonna finish tracking. Did not get an immediate pass through on the deer, which, like I said, not a big deal, because I think with the broadhead I was using, it was the Sevr hybrid. I'm not overly worried about it. I think as the deer was running away, it looked like the arrow was hanging out on the other side. So I'm assuming we're gonna find that during the track. First blood was, like I said, about 18 yards from where I shot her, and it's already looking good. This is actually the first deer I've shot with one of these Sevrs, per y'all's request. So if I don't find this deer, I'm blaming all y'all. Ow, ow, briars, ow. Told y'all I saw the arrow sticking out of her. Ooh, you couldn't ask for any candy apple red better than that. I think I got her. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. Most of y'all know what my favorite broadhead is, but this Sevr hybrid, this is a trail that literally a child could follow. I even told Braxton that it literally looks like something was dragging her. I mean, it's just painted, and there she lays right over yonder. We're about to go see where I hit her exactly, but Sevr, I'm impressed. All your customers were right so far.